Hi there, everyone. Namaste. I'm Jill Loftis of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your Planetary Energy Forecast for the month of December 2022. So we are wrapping up the year with a month that will hopefully feel a little bit more steady due to the fact that the eclipses have wrapped up. We do still have some clashing energy, and if you want some extra information about how to prepare for the holidays or what particular aspects are occurring during the upcoming holidays of the solstice and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Christmas and the New Year, I do have a video on that, 2 videos on that, so be sure to check those out. So we start out on December the 1st. There are loads of aspects on this day, so do not overschedule your day. We're going to have Venus and Sagittarius right across the sky from Mars and Gemini. Remember, Mars is going backwards in Gemini. It is retracing its steps, all right? And so there could be something that came up before, but now we've got Venus. When Venus and Mars get into a tug of war, especially in these signs that have so much to do with the mind and communication, like philosophy, like opinions and things like that, we have to really balance ourselves. So this is a really watching your mouth kind of energy, watch your mind kind of energy. I really think people will be a little bit more argumentative, especially because the Mercury is also in Sagittarius and it's going to square to Neptune in Pisces. So it's going to be really easy to get confused, to not necessarily have all the right information. These are kind of energies that are going to play out throughout the month. And so, get the facts. Get the facts first, because it would be really easy to kind of blow up over things that end up not being real. So that's something to think about. We'll also have on the between the 30th and the 1st, that Pisces moon is going to square all these Capricorn energies, and then conjunct the Neptune. It's going to send a nice beam to the Pluto. It's going to hit the Jupiter and then move into Aries. So big feels at the beginning of the month, those first couple days. And so really just, try to stay grounded and tone it down. On the 3rd, Neptune is going to station direct. It's at 22 degrees of the sign of Pisces. And so this is very important for Pisces folks in particular, but for everybody. When these big outer planets station, because they move so slowly, it's something to take note of. There are broader, bigger implications occurring. And so just taking note of what occurs on that day. The moon is going to be sending some really nice energy, but I don't know. I would just be really, really cautious on this day, just to make sure that you have clarity. It's so marvelous to spiritualize Neptune energy. That is its best and highest use, but it is also, especially because it's so strong in Pisces, it is so, it can be really used for negative things, especially when it comes to media and things of that nature. It's just really easy to be deluded or to be confused. And so gain clarity as much as you can. December 4th, Venus moves into that square with the Neptune and Pisces. Reference what I said about the Mercury. Venus and Mercury are traveling so closely together that pretty much it's kind of like a 1-2 punch with everything coming up. And with them in Sagittarius, they're going to want to be a little bit more optimistic. They're going to want to be a little bit more forward thinking. They're going to want to be a little bit more rash. And with that square to the Neptune, it can mean that you don't have all the information. So be careful and be wise. All right. Now on December 6th, Mercury is going to come to the very end of Sagittarius and square over to the Jupiter. And I see this as a big mouth day. So be quiet, right? Whether it's, just mouthing off and saying too much, or possibly overcommitting, right? Oh yeah, sure, I can take care of that. Ha ha ha, right? Okay, so slow it down, back it up, make sure you're really thinking before you hit send, that you're really pondering before you respond to, someone who might be goading you, or like even just a casual interaction you could end up causing some more problems here. So really, really be cautious. Now, Mercury is going to move into Capricorn, which is going to be a distinct vibe change, right? We've had all this Sag energy, and now we start to filter into the Capricorn energy. We get a little bit more Saturnian about things, right? On the 7th, we have a full moon. It is at 16 degrees of Gemini. It's touching the retrograde Mars. All right, so know where 16 Gemini is in your chart, and you are going to have this like power surge, all right? Especially mentally. So this, really watch and monitor your mind. you've been having to reconsider or rethink something or redo something that's in that Gemini area of life. And with Mars there, it's been talking about it, wanting to talk, but maybe not do, all right? So it's time to, with this full moon, to let go of things that you only talk about and you don't actually accomplish. It's time to let go of any anger that might be holding you back. It's time to let go of any of that warrior energy that really feels like it's not properly expressed and properly funneled into your best and most highest expressions, right? So let go of negative Gemini stuff. Let go of arguing. Let go of gossip. Like, just stop. This is a good way to kind of really deal with this energy. It's also a really good idea to like look at where you talk about something but you don't actually accomplish something, which I think I mentioned before. All right, on December the 8th, we've got the sun moving into that opposition with the Mars. So the sun is in Sag and it's coming into that opposition with Mars. So I'm really seeing both of those days as being the full moon days, just because the sun is going to come in and ding, that little energy of that moon as well. So don't just get through that full moon and be like, okay, we done. Because when that sun comes in and opposes that Mars, I think it's going to amplify that again. December the 9th, Venus comes into Capricorn. All right. And so again, that's a very big vibe change. But right before it does that, right, it's going to square over to the Neptune, which is still in, square over to the Jupiter, which is in Pisces. And so this triggers that same square kind of that it was in with Neptune, and now it's square to the Jupiter. Tone it down. Don't spend too much. You know, we're entering the Mercury shadow zone around the 12th of this month. And so you might be like, oh, I've got to get this holiday shopping done. I'm just going to buy. Whoa. Okay, slow it down. All right. Be generous, but be smart about it. Right. And I'm really going on and on about this, but give people experiences, not stuff, right? If they don't need stuff, don't just buy stuff. Give them an experience. Get them a massage. Get them a gift certificate to your favorite restaurant. The restaurants need our help. Get them a gift certificate for astrology reading, right? Something that's going to be really useful for them. All right, commercial interruption is over. All right, now we're looking at the 12th. We've got the Sagittarius sun sending a nice little blessing beam down to that sextile, or a sextile down to that Saturn in Aquarius. And so it'll really monitor your mind and your mouth and your intention setting around that day, because when you have a sun interaction with Saturn, it gives some stickiness, it gives some concrete, it gives some firmness to whatever it is you're thinking, speaking, saying, exploring, considering, right? And so keep that in mind. And then that Mercury shadow zone starts, so do not take advantage of that sale electronics. You're gonna have to put it off till late January, or maybe even February when it goes direct, because it doesn't retrograde till like the 29th of the month. So yeah, probably February. So get the shopping done now if you want to buy those things. All right. On the 14th, now the sun in Sagittarius steps into the square with Neptune and Pisces, right? This could be a real clash between realism and optimism. I'm really seeing that. So, you know, it might be a little bit of a reality check, but you know, that's okay. Sometimes we need that. Just make sure you have the facts, really. Just don't go running off with an idea, a notion, or whatever. Make sure you got to vet it, all right? You really got to vet it. All right, the next day I'm looking at is the 17th, Mercury in Capricorn, trine to the Uranus in Taurus. Nice. Okay, this is good. And Mercury is in Saturn sign, right? So again, sticking power. You may have a creative idea about how to better manage your resources, a creative idea about how to deal with making sure that you have food and shelter and all these kind of basic things that Uranus and Taurus is kind of making not basic anymore. It's shaking those things up, right? So good for like financial planning, energy around things like that. Another thing to take note of is from December 17th, pretty much through the end of the month, there's a really nice beam of energy from Chiron and Aries. It's sextile down to the Mars in Gemini. It's a good time to talk about things. Explore healing modalities that involve speaking or communicating or expressing yourself because of that Mars in Gemini. Taking actions to heal yourself, right? Because how do we heal the world? We heal ourselves, right? We work on ourselves, okay? We can't change all those other people, but we can change ourselves. We can change not necessarily what happened to us, but we can change our reaction to it. We can gain greater understanding, and that really is what is healing is, right? All right. December 20th. This is when Jupiter goes into Aries. It's at 9:32 a.m. Eastern Standard. All right, so it was last in there for a little bit in October. Otherwise, go back and look at 2011. That was the last time Jupiter went through the sign of Aries. And so whatever opportunities, ways you expanded, ways you became more independent because it's in the sign of Aries, those things may resurface. I just posted, or will post soon, a video on Jupiter, so you may wish to check that out. But know where Aries is in your chart, and there's going to be an opportunity there, and you have to take advantage of it. Not too much, right? Not too big, but you know, when opportunity knocks, you have to say yes, and you have to go through the door. You can't just stand there. That door can close right in your face again. All right, December 21st, we've got the sun going to 0 degrees of Capricorn. We call this the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Happy solar return, Capricorn friends. You guys are about to graduate from Pluto University very soon, and I know you're excited about it. We've got on December 22nd a lovely beam of energy, Venus in Capricorn, sending a trine to Uranus and Taurus. Now, we just had Mercury do it, right? The mind just was flowing with this synchronicity magic. Now we have our hearts flowing with it, what we value, what we crave, what we want, what we desire, our love nature, right? So this might be just really, I don't know, a beautiful, insightful day. Again, coming back to that idea of managing resources, knowing like what to do. But put your synchronicity goggles on when you have a lovely Uranus aspect. Crazy things can happen. Good, crazy, also just crazy. But the trine, that's pretty sweet. All right, our new moon for the month is on December 23rd. It is at 5:17 a.m. at 1 degree of Capricorn. So Capricorns, this is a really great time for you to be like, okay, I've gone through all these transformative phases, right? And I'm going to be finishing those things up over the next year. What is it that I want? And knowing where Capricorn is in your chart, that very early degree, how can you set an intention around what it is that you want? Now, it squares over to the Jupiter in Aries, right? Jupiter's newly in Aries. So there's going to be a little clash, right? Oh, I want to do this. I want to structure that. You know, your Saturn is on point, right? And then Jupiter's like, So I'm actually not thinking that that's a terrible thing. I think it will keep you from going over the top. It will keep you thinking Saturnian about it. And so be Saturn about it. Do the work. Plan, you know, it's not a woo-woo magical new moon. It's I need to make a list of things I'm gonna actually do in the Capricorn area of life. It's that kind of new moon. All right, December 24th, we got some nice Christmas energy. The sextile from the Mercury in Capricorn to the Neptune in Pisces. And so with Mercury in Capricorn, I'm thinking like there's something there that really needs to honor tradition. You know, and so whether it's something your family's always done or something that feeds you spiritually that's somewhat traditional and you can put your own spin on it and somehow be inspired, go for that. Now, the next day I'm kind of paying attention to is we've got on the 26th, we've got a moon void, you know, kind of in the afternoon. Right? So there's a little bit of a floaty energy on the 26th. So be careful, especially if you're one of those people that shop sales. You might be like, I don't know, maybe not grounded, making the best decisions or choices. And of course, you're not buying anything with technology or electronics, right? Because Mercury is about to go retrograde. All right. The 28th, we've got the Venus in Capricorn sextile to the Neptune. So another kind of inspirational day, right? You know, a great day for prayer, meditation. Might be a good day to start working on your Tarka, your Maha Tarka, which is the great review. I'll have a video coming out on that soon about how you go through each of the 12 areas of life of astrology and just kind of review where you've been and where you're going. And on the 29th, Mercury stationing retrograde at 24 degrees in the sign of Capricorn, right? So the party's in Capricorn now, right? Last month, the party was in Sagittarius. At the end of this month, we've got the sun, we've got Mercury, we've got Venus, we've got them all in that sign of Capricorn. And then Mercury is going to station and retrograde at 4:32 a.m. So there's going to be something you're going to have to repair, rethink, reconsider, redo in the Capricorn area of life. And so, you know, when you set those intentions for that new moon, if you don't immediately get traction, it may be because something from the past has to be completed first, right? There has to be something that's it's redone. And so it's wonderful for using it for that energy. Don't be afraid of the retrograde, y'all. Alrighty. Mercury and Venus come together, boom, perfectly on that day as well. So, you know, this Venus is touching that Mercury, and that it's going to pick up some of that residue, right, of its stationing and wanting to go retrograde. So you might have to really consider, again, your values and what's important to you and what you love and who you love and how you love. That may be a piece of this retrograde. All right, and then we've got New Year's Eve, the 31st. It's an Aries moon squaring all the Capricorn stuff. Unpleasant. I do not like this energy. And then right after midnight on the East Coast, Venus conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. I really see this as the goddess going into the underworld. I keep telling everybody, I don't want you out partying someplace. My God, watch your drink if you're out somewhere. Watch who you're hanging out with. It could be a night of too much excess. It could be a night of danger, frankly. It could be a night of spending way too much money. You know, I'm really seeing this as a, you know, spend the evening with people that you love and you trust, that stabilize you, that help you to feel grounded. So I would really recommend you wisely plan how you want to launch, how you symbolically want to enter 2023, which is a year of distinct changes. There's some big vibratory changes. We have a lot of slow-moving planets changing signs next year, if not permanently, at least temporarily. And you're going to need to be nimble and adept. And how you launch into that year, symbolically, it really matters. So, you know, I would tone it down. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, have a great time. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, celebrate and you know, respect and honor and bless 2022 and welcome 2023. But just be wise, because the goddess has got the underworld right there, ready to ensnare her. Okay. All right. Well, I hope you found this useful, helpful. If you did, share it with a friend. Like it, comment, that helps the channel to grow. Please hop on the website. I'm launching a life transformation course level 1 in January, currently discounting it, a steep discount. It includes 3 30-minute mentoring sessions with me. I'm super excited to bring this work out into the world, and there's lots more information on the website. I wish you the absolute best December and a wonderful completion to this year, and the best wishes for next year as well. Namaste, my friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.